Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and a warm welcome to this week's Walking Wednesday. And it sure is warm today. Guess where I am? That's right. We have returned today to Tilgate Park, which actually is a lot more deserted than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting to have to do a little bit of dodging and manoeuvring, but no. Apparently even the cafe up ahead is open. Somewhere over near there. Yeah, you get the idea. Well, I certainly knew it was worth it coming back here. Yeah, it just turns out that they've relaxed a lot of the policies and stuff, so it's easier for some people to visit in small groups or to have bubbles expand and everything. Well, not more bubbles expand. We were already kind of in a pseudo bubble with my aunt and grandmother. But yeah, point is, we're able to go inside the house now. And of course, my nan just said, you know, it's always okay with you, but obviously it's not, you know. We had to be careful. But yeah, at least now that leaves somewhere of a base of operations to be, so that way my mum can chat with, you know, with my aunt and grandma while I I've called her grandma before, what the heck? My aunt and grandmother. So weird to say that, I don't know. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so there's a chance for them to all converse, you know, inside and not have to like wait out. Well, I mean, I was gonna say wait out in the cold, but this weather, no, not really. I mean, I even took off my cardigan. It's like down here now. So yeah, honestly, it's a lot better than I thought it would be. But either way, there's that option, so she's not, my mum's not standing around outside waiting for me to go back, because Tilgate's actually a fair distance away, not you know, too much, you know, just a couple of roads and stuff. What you've got to bear in mind, social distancing, and also there is a woman in front of you walking very, very, very slowly. It takes a while to get there. And so here I am now as a result of that. Yeah, normally I'd take longer to walk around this part of Tilgate, but no, it's actually really okay. I'm going to stay in the vaguely sunny areas and let the breeze hit me, because why not? I can't go over the lake. Look at that lake. This is the stuff that you miss when in quarantine for so long and everything. And yeah, of course I'm being encouraged to leave my room a lot more than I have done so for the past, well, ages. But yeah, since now some pubs are opening and stuff like that, I might start arranging some gatherings or something like that with some friends and get back in touch, because I honestly have neglected way too many people. Like, I've known that for a long time. In fact, I was saying that back last year during Walking Wednesday, that I was neglecting a lot of people. You know, real life friends, uni friends. Yeah, I kind of just, I'm down and focus so much, double down and focus so much on YouTube that everything else just kind of faded away. And I miss them. It's my own fault, but I still miss them. I'm not going to claim otherwise. Hold up, I'm going to let these people pass. There's like 5 people coming this way. I just hope they're not going down this way, where I'm going now. The steps towards the lake. These ones, because otherwise I'm in trouble. But yeah, there you go. You can get some good views by doing this. Just like that. This would be a great thumbnail, but I don't make thumbnails for this, so I'm just going to do this. If I remember, I remember, but who even knows? Okay. Up we go again. Nope. Down again. I thought all of them would pass, but not every... Oh, wow. Even getting mosquitoes now. That's very rare for to happen to me in this country, at least. In Spain, not so much. I used to complain a lot that we'd leave a bunch of windows open because, I mean, the house was so hot that you kind of had to, without like using too much air conditioning and whatever. But yeah, we just let in so many bugs. And it was such a pain because of that. The one pain of Spain, I suppose. So yeah, it would never happen here anyway. I've always been one for the heat rather than the cold. I like a bit of a breeze right now because I don't want to overheat. But yeah, I prefer it when it's hot to when it's cold, definitely. And what's known as a friolero in Spanish, which means that you're more sensitive to the cold, or if you don't like it that much. Not that I'm more sensitive, just don't like it as much, like that kind of thing. Like, I would always be wearing coats and stuff when I didn't need to, or just, you know, having a cardigan like this one here during the summer. It's not summer yet. It's spring, but, you know, you get the idea. It's nearly summer, actually. And yeah, I've got to think about, like, the summer roster of stuff that I want to do. Because, yeah, there are plenty of, like, summer-themed ideas for projects that I've had planned for some time. But yeah, I never actually managed to do them because of other commitments and stuff. I've had a revelation about that. I'm talking mostly about gacha stuff, so if you tuned in for, you know, everything else, you know, I lasted 6 minutes without talking about gacha. Give me some credit. Nearly 7. But yeah, I was just thinking, because there's a lot of stuff like Puppy Love, for example, which obviously is a June project anyway, but it's also set in a summer sports camp, so it needs the summer as a setting. It's kind of like Love Paradise in a way, in the sense that you need to be that time of year in order to, you know, appreciate and in order to, like, really, like, feel the summer vibe. Like, to those people, like myself actually, that were around, you know, summer 2016 when that series was first coming out, and that was the one that I first, like, started probably following. I mean, granted, I wasn't out of school yet because the system is different over here to where it is over there, but still, it got me in the summer mood, and people have agreed. Like, I think I remember Alex Opio saying that, actually, that he really, like, that summer in particular was one of the best of his life or something. I mean, yeah, I don't know, I'm not one to know really how to compare these kind of things. I mean, that was the summer that I did my National Youth Theatre induction course, so that was of course very very fun, but I also missed out on going to Carnota with family because of that. So who knows? I'm not really sure. You know, like every summer, it had ups and downs. But either way, it was a great summer. That's the point. Even before the holiday started. Well, that was due to Love Paradise, and that was, by that point, I was caught up and determined to become the member of the AFMAL fandom that I am today. And certainly the member that I was in 2017 and 18. Because yeah, those were fun days, of course. I mean, it's one of those things that I actually determined, like, you know, I actually planned out the Truth About Travis video a year before I made it. I don't know why. I kept that script in my in like a text document, not even a Word document. I had Word, but I just used a text document. I never scripted a YouTube video before, so I wasn't sure what the best program was, whether I just need to, like, read everything out. This is before I even did almost any voice acting other than one podcast 3 years prior. So definitely very different mentality. But yeah, point is, I had that prepared, and I was kind of thinking that, oh, I should release this. I should, you know, this is like about like a theory, but like about Love Paradise and stuff, because there's something that's not quite right here, because Travis is so hugely inconsistent. And then, of course, about a year later, when Emerald's Secret was already out, that, you know, Travis becomes such a mystery character that I unearthed that again, and didn't want that to, all those things about him to go unaddressed, which of course they didn't. I just sometimes wonder if I'd actually released that video back then, when I had about half the following I did before that video. And also, again, no one was interested in Aphmau, like Aphmau fans hadn't found my channel, because I say that in the video itself. That was my first Aphmau themed video. I don't expect to do nearly as well as it did. And yeah, I wonder if I released it back in 2016 when I first planned that out, without all the stuff to do with Emerald's Secret, whether people would be more interested, because the title itself is kind of a clue to what you're going to get, right? So, like, you know, the truth about Travis. What are you expecting after Emerald's Secret? You want to know more about, you know, more about how on earth he came to have his green eyes, like what forever potion was there on him and that kind of thing. And of course, also the Snake-Eyed Man. I feel like, again, YouTube comments boost you in the algorithm, so a lot of why I think the truth about Travis really worked was because it got people talking. And the people talking mostly about the Snake-Eyed Man, which I tried to ignore and reply as kindly as possible. They then replied in turn. I got more comments as a result of that. And I just kept on going. And honestly, that was the first time I really properly experienced the drive of discussing something in that kind of detail. It really I mean, obviously people might think, oh yeah, no, I started doing Aphmau videos all of a sudden, and this video, you know, goes to be the most popular video I've ever done, and it still is to this day. And people might think, oh yeah, no, because of all the views and whatever, you know, that's what he does now. But I mean, there's a yes and no to that kind of thing. I mean, of course, one of my biggest rules of YouTube is to never delete your most popular video, which I must say a few of my friends have actually broken on their channels quite a few times. But yeah, it's because that's what kind of gets you noticed. Like, even if you do other things, people can still check out your channel if that's the one that's most circulating. Also, you can learn from it. Like, you know, I got to discuss a lot more than I thought I would. And yeah, I think that kind of led me sort of in a weird way into doing Aphmau what ifs, the same way that Massacre did his. But more so, I'm kind of experiencing all of that all over again because of the Butter Bunch. Because, yeah, on the Butter Bunch, you know, we talk about it behind the scenes, the four of us that have that channel. We kind of think, oh yeah, well, what's, you know, all of these Dragon Ball videos are doing so much better than everything else. And yeah, Dragon Ball's an existing franchise and everything. But one of the things that I do is I make a point of, you know, reading people's comments now on videos and also discussing them. For a while, one of my most popular videos was actually the reading of the comments of the truth about Travis. So yeah, so honestly, because that, you know, that warranted its own video. It was the first time that ever happened. So yeah, it was just one of those things. And I really enjoy that kind of interaction. I always said, oh yeah, no, I enjoy having a small community and everything. And I do. Granted, it's not very lucrative, and I do intend to get monetized eventually. That's why I've been working towards 1K a lot. Been pushing that for some time. But yeah, the point is that that on things like that, I just like talking to people. And some of that I do on Discord now, because a lot of times when I talk about Mutant Girl and stuff, it's with either the cast and crew or some people who come into the live streams that I do now. Again, talking to people, and also people who are fans of the series, and that either found me on Discord or I added to Discord or asked me to add them to Discord or whatever it may have been, basically. And there they are now. And I get to actually talk about that to them, and I get to know the things that they like and that kind of stuff. And who knows, maybe even find some new voice actors in the future. Depends on the situation, obviously. Not everyone is best equipped to voice act for other people, honestly. It really depends on how you're going to record somebody. So I was going to say, Miss Devil, for example. She actually passed an audition for Puppy Love a long time ago. That's how I met her. But if she were to do an audition like in Call or something like that, if you were going to do that kind of method, it would be horrible because of her connection. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I was trying to think about, like summer gacha projects. Yeah, because that's one of the things. Like, I know that I said I was going to be on a break, but one thing that I wanted to do was actually work on Puppy Love in the background, because I want to release that in June, and obviously Emma and I have had plans to do that since May last year or April last year. I can't even remember when we planned that, actually. It was a long time ago, the point is. And some of the people in the cast have moved on. Some of them haven't realised that they have lines I'm going to do, or that I've actually called them in finally after so long. And yeah, I don't know, because on one hand I really want to work on that and make it the best I possibly can. On the other, we were planning to do a release, like, every week of June. So it would be, because there's 8 episodes across 2 channels, would be perfect. But yeah, Emma's not been doing too well recently. I ended up stressing myself out because of uni projects, along with Pixel Month, and also trying to sort out Music Girl remake back in March, and also the episode that came out 3 days ago now. Which, yeah, I broke my own rule for that one, obviously, and for the audition in question. Like the audition that I did for Miss Devil. But yeah, that's because we've been working on that one for a long time. Like, I wanted that video to be out. I wanted it to be good, obviously. So when I found out that one of the editors was not able to do that, Aiden and I split that task between ourselves, and we made it happen. And yeah, so it could have probably looked way better, because some of the editors that we have are obviously equipped mainly to edit. Like, that's what they do, and that's how the series gets, that's where the series falls sometimes. Like, honestly, getting back to Miss Devil again, I'm mentioning her for a 3rd time now. But yeah, I remember one of the things we said after that episode came out was that she was saying that, oh yeah, no, I couldn't do this kind of thing or something like that. I was like, yes, you can. You're a way better editor than I am. Something to that effect. Like, editing, you eclipse me. That's what I said. And she said, yeah, but if I don't have a good story, then what's that to say? What's to say? I'm not saying that she doesn't have a good story. That was her words, not mine. Because I honestly think that once she actually focuses on the story itself, which she obviously did because of the voice acting auditions, then she'll have a much easier time. And also, hopefully, will give herself a much easier time. Because, yeah, once you find out what format your story can go in, then you're set. Yeah, that's that. But yeah, so again, like, one of the things, I know the story of the Mutant Girl, like, sometimes, like, the visuals clash a little bit, and some parts of the story may be more ludicrous than others, and we have to change things behind the scene and whatever. But mostly overall, it stayed the same and people praised it for it. Like the one thing that I was really adept at when I started musical, actually, not even voice acting, just writing. I'd done voice acting, but yeah, I mean, you see that in the first episode of Stuff for Analysis. It's gotten way better. Even now that he himself is dead aside during the last recording, but that was like the exception rather than the norm. And yeah, some other things. I've always felt quite confident about my writing, at least my creative writing. Like, you know, academic writing and stuff, I have highs and lows. Because sometimes what I want to talk about is not what's being looked for in the examination or whatever. Like, I've had that problem since secondary school, actually. Because I was thinking that, I was thinking at the time, because I was writing a lot of books and stuff. And, when I came down to actually doing papers and stuff, I just didn't have the same passion. Like, I was scribbling away in a notebook in my spare time. As long as no one was telling me what I had to write, then I really flourished. And but I'm saying that I don't mean like what I do now in terms of scripts and having people that I co-write with. That's different. If you're collaborating on something, then yes, listening to the other person is the most stimulating thing to do. And also, if you're collaborating with them anyway, that means you kind of have the same vision to begin with, or at least, hopefully. So you've got that at least. So I don't know. I wanted to do something for Gacha Tube for a while. I just wanted to Gacha Tube recently because John Madonia commented on my audition, and I saw that she got another video into Gacha Tube recently, like a second one. Well, maybe more. I don't know if she got more in. Like, she constantly sends off submissions. I have to ask her about that, because I thought you could only do one Gacha Tube thing, and then they were like, oh yeah, let's let someone else do it. But no, I guess if you're willing to produce content for them, then they can promote you, which, to be fair, is a formidable system. Both for them and for you. So I don't know, maybe I'll do something for Gacha Tube in a while. It's honestly looking more and more appealing because, honestly, jumped in again like 300 subs, right? I mean, but for that second video alone, I think like 200s for the first one. So yeah. And plus, I reviewed her, so that also probably did something. Not as much, but something. The people that I've reviewed channels of, like John Madonia and Bunchies, they do well enough on their own, honestly. I'm just kind of there to celebrate them. Encourage them to keep going, which they both have. I mean, John Madonia has changed quite a lot over the years. Honestly. It's, she does animations now rather than just Gacha Life, which, to be fair, is like the same thing that Rosie Closey did, actually. She didn't use Gacha Club much at all when it came out. She mostly switched to animation, because that's the one thing that Gacha Club is missing, is the ability to do animation like Gacha Life could. And also, she now doesn't have like that same sort of like weird cinematic universe around the place of John Madonia. Like, we don't get much into like Dramona's personal life anymore, or whatever. I mean, Grandma Dramaine is non-existent, and heaven forbid, Pastor Super Saiyan is gone. I know, I can't. Why? Not Pastor Super Saiyan. But yeah, I guess that got rebooted. I mean, Vanchius does basically the same thing as she normally did. He's done other music videos, but mostly covers. Yeah, I feel like yeah, so it's interesting to see the difference between the pair of them, like how they've changed since then. Yeah, I wish to do like a revisited edition or something. Like, see what everyone's up to and what's changed. I mean, if you want that. because I might do it. Back all the way to the summer thing. Yeah, Puppy Love set in summer. Also, Siren Story set in Hawaii, but it would be really good to have that during the summer because, you know, obviously it revolves around the beach, the sea. General association people that don't live in coastal areas is summertime because that's when they tend to be there. You know, the heat and everything. So that's why I hope to do that. I hope to get to that point and then do, yeah, you know what? That's what's going to happen. Doesn't mean I'm putting Mutant Girl on hiatus. I'm just gonna, you know, it remains ongoing. People know that even if it takes 3 months to get an episode out, like it did this time, you're still gonna get something. The Mutant Girl is gonna have something to offer for a long, long time. And these series that I have planned for like the summer and stuff or whatever, like, again, they're experiments for me. They're gonna fade in time. The motorbike is like all the way over there. How? Oh, it's coming up. That's why. Honestly. No, I'm going down this way. I don't want to hear car noises. Alright. So, think on the... and also, I come to the realization that, yeah, I want to make these obviously the best possible. I also want them to be out. And I've always kind of struck that balance. Like, I know that the stuff that I produce isn't and never will be the best visual media in gacha. Like, I've seen people like do edits and stuff. There's one editor whose name I've forgotten completely, who like does full animations and stuff. And I saw one video reviewing them with like a meme or something, and like someone saying, "Oh, this is how you can do a good edit with the limbs detached and everything." But no, like that person doing really solid animations, and you know, doing really well on that. So I think that's honestly some of the best gacha visuals that I've seen. You know, you've got the visual innovators like Midori Stories and stuff. Then you've got the ones that strike the balance with voice acting, like Rosie Closey. You've got the ones who are doing animation, like Dramadonia. But yeah, and then editors like whatever. So yeah, I know I'm always going to be stuck in like a limbo between all of them, or whoever else I've seen and I've experienced gacha from. Because that's just how the world works. Like, you know, that's the media and whatever. But yeah, I always want to have something out. I don't want to end up having to wait and take excessive amounts of time to show something. Like those people, I think that's why edits are coming out much faster than mini movies. It's because they take less time. Like, people realized as soon as gacha voice acting started taking off that that the standard was getting to the point where any newcomers who weren't already doing gacha voice acting were going to suffer from it. And like, I went on Gacha Tube, there's only one mini movie they uploaded from like the past at least 20 videos. So the stuff that people are submitting, I guess, is what they're promoting, obviously. What they think's best out of the submissions. So if there's mini movies that aren't up to standard like that, then it just doesn't work like that. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? I don't know, that's just me. Because I find that, yeah, of course, if people want to improve their visuals and whatever, do it across a shorter bit of media. And one of the only people who actually realizes that the longer a video is, the more lucrative it is on YouTube, is, in fact, once again, Miss Devil. Who I actually had to discourage from adding a second song to the end of the Falling video, because why on earth would you do that? It's like a music video based on one song, and you're just slapping another one to the end just because you have extra 30 seconds to work with. Well, take up the other 30 seconds with more story to do with that one that you have an extensive lore for. Which he did. So, but yeah, most people don't even, there's mud here. Most people don't even have that mentality. Like, they have a mentality of, oh yeah, no, this is like, again, gacha is a way to exhibit my artistry, not telling a story. Right. I don't think there ever was a moment where, hold on, I need to jump something. Yeah. I don't think there ever was a moment where mini-movies like really had their heyday. They were always associated with, you know, cringe gacha content and whatever. And I guess now that everyone's copying each other in terms of animation memes and whatever, we're getting less gacha heat. So I guess it's good with the bad now that I think about it. But it just means that there's some people who are really flourishing in diminished numbers of competition, but the audience that is there now, it's kind of like AFMA, the audience that's there now doesn't know what they're missing out on. So I'm grateful again for all the people who've made it in voice acted gacha since I started, because, you know, if it weren't for them, people would probably think that, hold on, I need to jump again. People would probably think that there wasn't any market at all for that kind of stuff. But there was no way. And yeah, maybe some people start off with edits or start off with something similar like non-voice acted stuff, fandom content. Yeah, all right. But again, there's people out there proving that there's another way. And yeah, they might have started after me, but I am all the more determined now that I've thought about all of this to follow them. And also not worry too much about doing visuals and stuff. Because yes, that's what they're doing, and that's great. And if they're taking their time over a project and they're actually having success in it, so be it. But there's also plenty of people out there that want to just start, that want to just do something to get the stuff out there. Like Ghost Kitty, for example. Her visuals, let's just say they start off pitiful. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah. Again, I'm a fair reviewer. I don't pull punches. But she does them. She makes them. She puts her time and effort into doing so. She makes voice-acted gacha content without knowing how to use like editors or sync up audio, or without gathering people's audio from Discord, doing all the stuff that everyone else does. Same with casting call, whatever. And also without like the extensive following. Like, you know, I had over 300 subscribers when I started The Mutant Girl. I was already doing YouTube. I already had that experience. So I still took that jump because I still had some sort of means to get the project started and also realize what I was missing from it. So the fact that, again, there are people out there who really want to have like an example of something that exists. People are putting stuff out there that might not be the best visuals in the world, but it's something that people can enjoy. You know, people can laugh to, cry to get invested in, that kind of thing. And you know where that stuff thrives? TV. Even though we're in an age where technology and makes it so easy to do this kind of thing, and there's like, you know, high budget shows and whatever, what there also are like, you know, low budget stop motion stuff. You know, animation that's done by a few people that might be like a little bit stiff and jilted, but it's still there, and the story's still the same. So, if anything, I've had that kind of doubt for a while. Like, like I said, I want to follow those people that have made it for themselves, but I don't want to do it the way that they did. And that's risky saying that on YouTube, because obviously, once you find a trodden path, then, you know, the easiest thing to do is replicate it, which, to be fair, is what I'm doing on the Barter Bunch with Masako X. But I just think there's people out there that don't have the means to do that. Like, they just have gacha to play around with. Maybe even screenshots. I'm not going to decrease my quality to just do that, but I'm also not going to put like the hyper pressure on myself to do that kind of thing, because the people that succeeded in the past, like Emma for example, were doing screenshots. And it's that simple. Like, again, Beauty is Pain, one of my things that I reviewed was, again, missed opportunity to have a story, but still one of my favourite gacha videos I've ever watched. And that was a screenshotted thing, non-voice acted, with basically stock the music from the copyrighted and whatever, not licensed and stuff. It was still there. And I don't know, that's what I think we've really lost in gacha, actually. As soon as it became like stuff, that's what I lost, because I started seeing that people were being, really successful, doing everything, like putting all the time that I just didn't have into these things, and I wonder how they have it. They're also better at networking and getting people to actually help them do stuff, which again I really respect. I need to do more of that, but if I start adding too many editors to the music go, I'm not sure I'd be able to manage the ones I've got now, honestly. But yeah, there's something that I think I lost along the way. Like, I was so determined, especially during season 1, to, release the videos like once a month at least, and get them out. Didn't matter if they weren't perfect, get them out. And that's what I said in a couple of videos ago, to produce your story. So yeah, honestly, I might do like a more in-depth discussion about this in the future, but like Kamexri does, but just the thing that I think has been lost, and why some people have turned away from gacha and whatever, apart from, growing up and whatever, because obviously the stuff you enjoy as kids, you don't always enjoy when you're older, that kind of stuff. I'm kind of exception to that. Not just gacha, because I joined that when I was already 18, but I mean, like, media in general. Again, going back to TV. And yeah, you know what? Speaking of TV, nothing that does that really well, long-running shows. So, because the animation for those ones isn't always the best, they have a really quick turnaround, but they always deliver, especially comedies, they deliver the jokes, they deliver the punchlines, they put something out there, even if people hate it. And I lost that. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to my past self as well, especially, because the thing that I set out to do, suddenly it became, everything must be this. I'm a perfectionist at heart. But I have to remember sometimes that I can't just, spend all of my life up in my room refining everything that I do, getting it to be the best. Because I got worried, especially when doing Puppy Love, because I've edited some scenes already, how now that I know about, like, making it so it's not as pixelated and stuff, and all the design stuff, like all the minor errors I didn't do, like lack of expressions and whatever, all that stuff that Quasi pointed out for me. I got worried that I was going to like have a huge jump, whether I should like scrap what I'd done so far and start again, or if I should get Moni to redo the scene that she did all that time ago, where it was like the silent montage. And yeah, that's not fair to do. I don't want to do any of those. But yeah, I do actually, I'm just going to carry on. I'm going to get Puppy Love out this year, at least the first episode. And I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to ask help from editors, of course, because I already did that. And I'm going to do an editing call sometime, because I need to learn how to network, for crying out loud. And, oh, okay, someone beeped. I want to go down. I'm not going to... If something horrible happens, then I'll obviously change everything, but I want to know that good is still good. And just, if not from anyone else, for my own sake, and for the sake of what I tried to preach in the gacha community all that time ago, I need to get this done this way. Same with Siren Story, and maybe same in the future with the Music Girl. We'll see, I want to carry on that series, then I definitely need to start making that faster and just doing what I said a couple of weeks ago and getting it out there. Well, it's one of the longest walking Wednesdays ever, actually. I'm enjoying walking around Crawley so much. I even cared there are cars, my throat is super dry. Guess now I carry on back to my nan's house and stay there for a bit and drink some water, because, good lord, I've been talking for ages. Alright, so, with all that being said, expect at least Puppy Love to come out next month. I'll probably leave my break, like, I don't know, wherever. I'm not sure. It's going to at least, like at the most, last the end of May. But maybe not, because people want to do Pixelmon and stuff. But yeah. And I just want to bring stuff back. You know, I was able to do stuff from before. Like, back when I really didn't even have an edit or whatever, I just released episode after episode of bland nonsense. I'm not going to do bland nonsense. Again, now that I know what I know, I'm going to use what I know. I don't want to do too much of a leap forward. If I bring back Seneca, for example, like going to Minecraft now, I'm going to probably still do some non-cinematic stuff just so I can, like, get that out in improv form. But also do some more cutscenes and stuff. Get the VA team working and stuff. But yeah, make it a gradual process rather than just go straight into it. I think. So yeah, I aim to still deliver you guys some good stuff, even if it isn't the best. It'll be balanced, that's what I mean. So, whatever I end up doing, Puppy Love or otherwise, please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. Subscribe if you've not done so already, because all this will help me get to 1K at last. It's like a very weird, like goodbye, isn't it? Bus, that kind of thing, but like that's in a language or something. Anyway, the actual greeting, the actual farewell I want to do, of course, is, on that note, until next time, farewell. And thank you all, especially. Because honestly, again, there's no audience. There's no nothing. But all you guys are out there. Take care.